Well, good morning, everyone. This is a fairly brief note, I guess, on an article that I managed to trip over the other day where I simply can't believe this, but it looks as though there is a very strong chance that Kamala Harris will be the Democratic candidate for the presidency or presidential election in 2028. Do the Democrats really want to lose this election? My God, how can the Democrats be so foolish, be so stupid as to put Kamala Harris up again? Now, they may be up against Trump. This is a possibility. I don't think it's very likely. More likely up against Vance. But either way, Kamala Harris is going to be a dead weight. If the Democrats want to ensure that the Republicans stay in office, the simple way to do it is to select Kamala Harris as their candidate. The Democrats have proven to be absolutely hopeless over the last few years. They had the opportunity with Joe Biden, when he was in office, of tapping him on the shoulder and saying, "Joe, you're out at the end of your term." If they'd have done that early in the piece, then they would have been able to organise a candidate that may have had a chance of beating Trump rather than Kamala Harris, who had absolutely no hope whatsoever. But they didn't. They had 4 years to prepare someone to replace Biden, and the best they could come up with at the last minute was Kamala Harris. So they've got almost 4 years again to organise someone. The first thing they should do is not to select a woman. Like it or not, there are certain groups of people who won't vote for women on both sides. Certainly you won't get the Republicans to vote for Kamala, but amongst the potential Democrat voters, there will be groups that simply don't believe that women can cut, at least that Kamala Harris can't cut it. All women candidates are up against it. Because of this bias against them on part of the male population, like it or not. And of course, people will also be balanced out by women who are saying women have got to do better than men. That's an interesting argument which we might address sometime in the future. But if the Democrats really want to lose the next election and submit their country to another 4 years of Trump and his policies, either through Trump yet again or through Vance, the simple way to do it is to select Kamala Harris. I can't believe that someone in the Democratic Party doesn't have some nous and say, okay, let's organise someone young. Kamala Harris is young, a male, someone comparatively new with a reasonable track record. Absolutely hopeless, the Democrats. And sadly, America will suffer unless you have reasonable competition between both parties. And of course, the world too will suffer because we are all dependent on the economy of the USA. At this stage, I'm backing in a Republican win in 2028. I don't think there's any doubt about it. The Democrats will pussyfoot around. They'll put Kamala Harris up. She will lose every state, in spite of the fact that Trump is already losing, not necessarily votes, but losing popularity because of some of the things that he's done, but also his rusted-on supporters will be extremely happy with what he's done. Democrats, get your act together. And I might add too, the same problem applies in my home state of Victoria, where the opposition party are absolutely hopeless, and in the federal government, where we're still struggling for both parties to come up with reasonable policies. I don't know what it is about being in opposition, but they simply can't get their act together. We do need regular changes of government. There's no question of that. The policies that we've had in Victoria, having had the same government for 20 of the last 24 years, finished up with this state of financial basket case and with reduced infrastructure. This can happen to the US too. So Democrats, get your act together. organise someone. There must be plenty of people in the Democratic Party, males, who could give Trump or Vance at least a run for their money. And let's face it, Vance is going to be a hard person to beat if, in fact, he turns out to be the Republican candidate. In any case, that's just a comment from a non-American, well away from there, but that's my view on matters. In any case, take care. I'll be back. Bye.